Hello, folks, and welcome back to Tyranny. As always, of course, I am Falcon, your host. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this. We are in Lethian's Crossing. The last episode, we wiped out the Bronze Brotherhood, I think is what they were called, yes, that had been previously stationed here. They certainly were less than pleased by our doing that. So hopefully they will not be an issue for us for the foreseeable future, although I do fully expect to have to contend with them, given time. Apparently the people were pleased by our actions? I guess? I don't know. Anyway, this I believe is going to be the mayor of the place. I'm guessing anyway. Greetings and salutations, the jolly merchant greets you with a smile and a clap on the shoulder. And welcome to Lethian's Crossing, home of the best merchant in the entirety of the tiers! He pauses and winks. That would be me. Harshian Bonds, at your service. What can I do for you? You tell me about the other merchant companies on the tiers. Tell me anything about the seal I found in Vendrian's Well. That is that other seal that I've been wandering around with. I don't remember ever picking it up, but sure. Let's take a look, shall we? Takes the seal and turns it over. When he spots the insignia, he quickly deposits it back in your hand and wipes his pawn clean. Where did you get that? Came from a merchant caravan that was ransacked. Suspected as much. He mumbles and worries his brow. So far off the normal trading routes. But why there? Why then? Why now? Maybe you could start by telling me about the merchants? He focuses on you and nods. Of course. The sigil belongs to the Hand-Over Quill Merchant Company. His lips tighten to form a violent pucker. What about them? Well, they were once a powerful trade organization that, well, let's just say you didn't want to get between them and a contract. Well, with Tunan's new laws in the bastard city, the Quills slunk into the shadows of Kairos' authority, trying to keep a lower profile. If you're involved in any of their dealings, stay far away. Apparently a shipment of iron and weapons went missing. It was found, with the seal, in a house in Echo Call Crossing. He strokes the shadow of a beard growing under his chin. Suspicious, I agree. But war always has its little problems. Doesn't add up. Now, if we could return to the subject of my wares. He smiles and readies to show you some of his fancy blades. The weapons were meant for the disfavored, and the Vendrian Guard suddenly had iron weapons. The Vendrian Guard? Drums his fingers on his mouth and considers. Well, this changes things, I suppose. Changes things? What does Hand-Over Quill have to do with the Vendrian Guard? First things first. This will come at a price. Something unfortunate took place, and my connections were traced back to me. The consequences would be costly. Pay 1,000 reins. No. I don't even have 1,000 reins, I don't think. But no. Yeah, I'm absolutely positively shocked to find an honest merchant like yourself engaging in illicit trade. His complexion loses some color. Illicit? Whatever do you mean? Gestured to his wares. That bottle. Essence of maizenberries. A deadly poison. What bottle? He turns, pulling on the end of his beard. He tries to follow the direction of your gesture. There is no. Then his confusion clears, replaced by stark understanding. Of course, there's a bottle. And after you tell the authorities that I must have stashed or destroyed it, then it's your word against mine. Am I correct? Most perceptive of you. Occupational hazard. He lets out a heavy sigh. I should be used to this by now. If you breathe a word of this to anyone, I will denounce you for the liar that you are, but looks around to make sure there are no settlers close enough to overhear what is being said. I received instructions from Fifth Eye to use Hand-Over Quill to deliver iron weapons to Vendrian's Well Citadel. I don't question my orders, I just follow through. Don't know anything else. And that's the truth. You received instructions from Fifth Eye, the second in command of the chorus, to deliver iron weapons to the Citadel. Aha! Alright then. Okay, so there's actually been a number of really good weapons. There's a bunch of merchants here. There's like 4 or 5, counting this guy. There's been some really good equipment available for purchase. Some of which I can't afford, because some of which is like, like this one is just stupid expensive. Requires iron rings and bronze rings to be able to, and a bunch of bronze rings to be able to get. So that's like an iron ring and a half, essentially. A little bit more, actually. So there's been a few items like that, but most of them are more along the lines of the, at least the really good ones, are along the lines of the 68 or bronze ring range, which of course is good, but, I can actually afford that, but it's still a little bit more than I would like to spend on anything. But they've been some pretty good weapons, like this one. Not only does it have a devastating, but it has rejuvenating as well, which is pretty good. It is two-handed, though, so of limited actual use to me at the present moment, but like this bronze dagger, really amazing, way better than Rotten Ruin. I would definitely replace it with this. A really good staff. Illusions. Not super interested in that because it's illusion. There's been... One of the guys has armor. Ooh. Nice. That's pretty good, actually. If you're dealing with things that use shock damage. There's been some really good types of armor. There's been like these gauntlets here. Pretty damn good. There's, heavy leather armor, which is still considered light armor. That was just freaking amazing for like Lamrel to be able to use or something. It would be just ridiculous, but it was like 55 or maybe the 68 bronze rings. I mean, it was expensive. There's a sword that I actually think I might buy that does poison damage. It has a poison effect on hit or whatever that just does more damage than the Rotten Ruin to begin with. And when combined with the poison effect is, I think, a significant increase in capability. So I very well might buy that. Of subterfuge. Spell reflection. Ooh. That would be pretty cool. Extra will defense. Some potions. Ooh, a fire spell. Ooh. Holy crap, that's expensive though, but... Shit. Oh, man. Fuck, I might have to buy that. That is expensive, though, but I might have to buy that, because that, I think, might be too good for me to turn down. That might be too good for me to turn down, actually. Oh, man. I don't really want to, spend that much money on something like that, but that might be too good for me to say no to. I'll come back. I'm not going to buy it just yet, but that might be way too good for me to walk away from. Was it this one? No, he has a really cool bow, though, this relentless bow, which shoots 3 projectiles. Now, they don't do that much damage, but it's designed to hit multiple enemies at once. So this would be really good as a backup weapon for, say, what's her face? Our other... Fuck, I don't remember what the hell her name even is now. The rest of these weapons not that interesting, although that Earthbound Dagger is pretty good. But it's not as good as that sword that I was thinking of. who I don't remember who has the sword. You were the potion merchant person. Praxis here is the arm. No, you were the one who has the sword. Or the, yeah. So the other merchant is one across the river, has the armors that I would consider buying. But this is the sword I was talking about. See, the DPS, significantly better. You lose some armor penetration, but that's really the only issue with this weapon. But has a huge accuracy increase. It's faster, does better damage, and has poison. So I don't actually know on weapon crit. So it's only on crit, but even so. Range 6 meters. Huh? What the hell? What? I don't get what that even means. But anyway, because I don't know that the eradicating, like, corpse explosion, basically, effect of Rotten Ruin actually does anything, because I've never really noticed it do anything. Admittedly, I haven't bothered to look at the numbers and see if it's actually affecting enemies or whatever. But I'm really tempted to buy that, because I think that might actually be worth buying. But there's this also, of course, the other merchant that I was talking about previously. This one here, who has the armor merchant. Can I talk to you, please? There we go. And yeah, this is the armor that I was thinking of. It's a significant armor upgrade, a significant deflection upgrade, even has a better recovery upgrade. Like, it's really good armor. But I can't buy more than one of these things. I can only buy... He also has a variety of other really good options as well. These juggler gloves would be really good for what's-her-face, because they give a ranged accuracy buff. The icons, they were freaking out for a second. And even some of the other random equipment, like the light helm there, the fine heavy leather armor is pretty good, which would actually be a lot cheaper for me to buy. I mean, there's a lot of good options here, and I'm really tempted to buy some of this stuff. The problem is I don't have a whole lot of money, and I would like to have more money, but before I go throw too much away here, but I don't know, because some of this equipment is really freaking good. Like that sword, some of the other stuff that the guy who we actually talked to had. That armor's good. I mean, there's a bunch of really good, interesting equipment at these merchants, and I'm very tempted to check them out. We also have not gone back and checked out the merchants at our home, because we do have merchants at our base that I haven't even thought of. Wait a minute. Sirin. Aren't you that one? Oh. Before I talk to you, I need to save. You are the one Archon. Oh. Why are you here? Sirin stands here, surrounded by a group of villagers. She speaks to them in soft, dulcet tones, holding them hypnotized with her hand motions. Her headdress flashes as she speaks, and you're unable to tell if it's a trick of the light or the gem is actually glowing. Well, I'm sure it is, because I think the headdress is actually controlling her to a degree, and I think the gem is enchanted to help control her. She is swept up in her oration and seems completely unaware of you've arrived. There's a lull in her conversation, and she opens her eyes.
Well, look who's here. And what brings you to Lethian's Crossing? I can't imagine it's the scenery or the quaint locals. Have you come to spoil my fun?
She frowns a little, momentarily lost in thought.
Tunon probably insisted you find me, didn't he?
Actually, no, but...
Because we can't let Sirin have any fun, can we? Let's control her. Let's tell her what she can and can't do. Let's use her to destroy nations.
I mean, no? As she speaks, the crowd around her appears agitated, and the air in the room grows heavy and warm. Suddenly, she smiles.
But enough of that talk. What do you think of my followers?
There. She makes a motion over the group gathered at her feet. As she speaks, you feel a peaceful serenity washing over you. The crowd calms and breathing becomes easier. Very nice, as you don't let it get out of hand. Shouldn't be doing this, Siren. These people don't truly love you. You're manipulating them. I mean, the thing is, we've already pissed off the Chorus, and I don't necessarily want to. We've already pissed off the Chorus and Nerat. I don't necessarily want to piss off Siren too, because that would be the two Archons that, well, actually I don't know if we're really enemies of Siren right now because of the Chorus or not, but that would make two Archons that are our enemies, and I don't think that's a good idea. So, let's try and go with this.
Oh, stop that, Fatebinder. It's not like I'm hurting anyone. Well, at least not yet.
She laughs in the feeling in the room. Boys, you smile without even realizing you wanted to. Enough of this, Siren. I want you to join me. Oh. Wait, what? Wilting fear. Oh! Oh, she's a party member! Well, I guess I did notice that before, but I didn't think about it. Someone with your powers needs help directing it. I did not realize, though, that she was a party member before. Yeah.
Why on earth would you want that? I can't imagine you're doing it out of the goodness of your heart. Oh, Tunon must have had a hand in this. Or Nerat. Maybe I'd rather stay here, where people won't insist on ordering me around all the time.
I don't think that's going to be a thing.
You did activate one of the spires, so your power is something I could learn from, and you are right. Certainly not going to make any significant advances staying here with a bunch of nobodies worshipping me. Watching you in action could give me the edge I need to unlock a spire of my own.
That's not going to happen.
Fine. I will allow you the glorious gift of my presence in your party.
Okay, I'm going to add her to the party.
Well then, let's go. If you're going to teach me the wonders of the world, it's not going to happen here.
Way too happy. Kind of annoy me. Shit. Problem is, I have no idea what her abilities are.
I'll tack homeward. See you there.
Like, my initial thought is, yeah, get rid of Ebb and take Siren, but Ebb needs to level, because she's only level 6. She really needs a level. I don't want to get rid of Lantry, because he's my healer, and we can't get rid of Barrack because he's the damn tank. And of course we can't get rid of ourselves, because, you know, it's myself. So, like, these three are basically, we're stuck with these three, really. Although Siren might be able to do healing and stuff too, but we don't know that for sure. I guess we go with this, because we can't, like, Ebb is the only one in the party that we can possibly get rid of. And Siren's going to be another magic user, and that's basically we're using Ebb as magic DPS, and we can basically do the same with Siren, so there's no point in... And I want to see what Siren can do. And I'm also curious the fact that she's technically an Archon. Oh, oh. Interesting. Interesting. So she... Yeah, here we go. A complex locking mechanism on the rear of this ornate helm keeps it fastened to Siren's head. When the Archon of San raises her voice, the gem of the brow flashes with crimson light, as if in warning. No matter how much you puzzle it out, you can't fathom how this gear was assembled or fastened in the first place, much less how to remove it. Can be improved with the Spire Forge upgrade. Interesting. Alright. Oh, we do have a new spell that we can learn. Sigil of Rooting. Oh, apparently that caused me to level. Alright. Sure. So what's his weapon? Performance skill. Okay. Performance. Character's ability to perform powerful songs and infuse magic into their music. Higher skill values increase the chance of hits and crits, increasing the power of a song's stanzas. Okay, so you are like the, what the hell was the class? The class that I played in, Pillars of the Eternity. Fuck. Oh, no, it wasn't the class I played, but it was one of the classes that I really liked, I think. Or maybe it was. I don't remember now, because it's been a long time since I played that game. Well, you are primarily a spell person. We need to have at least 10 health, so you're not really low on health. I should probably up this because it's lowering your defense. I don't really want to spend points on that, and I really want to just raise your your damage. Yeah, alright. So, songs, war songs, and peace. Extend the duration of their helpful effects and grant them bonus dodge and parry. Interesting. Breath 5. Which attribute that determines how frequently Siren can sing her arias during combat. Each of Siren's songs is broken into stanzas. When a stanza is complete, she gains a single breath. Each aria requires a specific amount of breath to activate. Oh yeah, so this is exactly like the again, I don't remember what the hell the class was called, but this is exactly like that class. She is that class from Pillars of the Eternity. It's just like slightly changed and redone, but it's the same shit. She can disengage with that. Adds an AoE and reduces, or adds an AoE armor and reduces the attack capabilities of enemies. Son rate. Oh, make stuff last longer. Retain breaths. Defensive Son. Removes hostile effects. Whoa. Buff all, like, the magic capabilities. Interesting. Immune to engagement. Oh, that's cool. Freezes enemies. Nice. Let's see. There's a health. There's a healing one. Oh, it's a revive, actually, but... Aria of Respite. What? Oh, so you do have a healing ability, but it's, I guess one that she starts with? Must be one that she starts with, which is interesting. Critical deflection. Aria of Memories. Oh, it's like a summon a entity or whatever to help. Crush damage. Shield. A Sunder effect. They have their armor weakened. Increases the son rate. Probably... Oh, these must be, like, stances, essentially. Accuracy bonus to her songs. A damage prevention thing. Oh! Oh, this is it's a passive, so it's always active. Interesting. A damage a spell. Get to start with breath. Confusion. Frightens, weakens, does a bunch of stuff. Reduces damage on enemies, I'm assuming. Yeah. Well, I guess if they hit her, maybe. A lightning attack. Oh, what just happened? Embodied Nightmare. Another summon. Interesting. Okay, so what are the songs then? So you have... Oh, does she have all of these? Apparently you have all of those. Oh, you gain songs as you level, so those are not things we have to spend points on. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. So that is a... debuff on enemies. A... speed buff and then debuff, or actually damage buff on... debuff on enemies. I guess? Faux aura. Yeah. Just straight buff on a bunch of things. And then a straight damage attack. Fatebinder's Victory. Just a huge buff ability. Shield and whatnot. A variety of things. Again, a variety of things. Sing 2 songs at once. At level 13. Wow. Okay. Alright, so we have to put points into these then. So... I think I'm mostly going to go War here, I think. Although I do kind of want some of these too. Increase your defense when disengaging. Let's see. Sunder. And the speed up, so she gains breath faster, I'm assuming? Do I have to take all of these? No, I don't have to take all of those. I don't want to take that one then. Automatically start with breath would probably not be a bad idea, but... we go with that, and then let's take the defense thing, I guess. Okay. Then we have another point to spend with you. Honestly, I really like raising the... spell damage, although you are a close range person, you could definitely use some more health, so I think I will raise your health, even though I would like to raise your combat abilities. What is your lore? 58. Kind of tempted to take this just because it'll raise my lore. And that's particularly important with the main character because that affects what abilities you're actually able to learn. Like what sigils and stuff that you can learn in the first place. Attack Spain from stealth. See, I don't really do the... Do we go dual wield mastery, or do we go... Or do we go with disarm? Or even unencumbered, because that would actually be pretty good. Or maybe Flurry of Blows. Versus Endurance. What do we got here? Oh, or you'd have a heal effect. Ooh, maybe we go with that, because that actually would be... And I do want to get to that. Yeah, I guess we go with that, because I want... That's really useful, actually. Having an ability that somebody else other than Lantry has that can heal people would be really helpful to have. And now, just out of curiosity, what, did I even use this? Flush of Stone, Petrify, Stone Spike. Did we even learn an ability with this? I feel like we didn't. When the hell did I even get this? I don't even remember getting that ability. Oh, no, I remember this. I do not remember Stone Spike, though. I don't remember that being a thing. But, whatever. I'm trying to remember... Now, I had that already. See, we got a new sigil, but I don't remember what the sigil was. Oh, maybe it was an enhancement thing. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. Root Affliction to force and atrophy spells. Okay. So you root the enemy for a certain amount of time. Alright. That's cool. That is pretty cool. Alright.
Learn something every day.
I'll go set those up off camera. For the time being, let's go do some more exploring. So this episode, I apologize that I've spent so much time sitting around here, but we were looking at our new character, essentially. Who, of course, is an Archon, the Archon of Son, or whatever the hell she was. And I like that she... Chanter. That's what the class was called from Pillars of Eternity, the Chanters. I like that she's a Chanter, because that was actually one of my favorite abilities from... Or one of my favorite classes from Pillars of Eternity. And I like that it has made a comeback here, even if it is only with a specific character. I still like that that's a thing. Now, I really wish that we could have more than 4 people in the party, though, because I feel like having only 4 people is really limits our abilities. I would really prefer to be able to do 6, but whatever, I guess. It's fine. Yeah, I did not realize, when I was reading the names of things and stuff, I did not see Sirin and think Sirin. I was thinking just, whatever. I didn't really think about it at all, actually. To be perfectly honest, but I should have, perhaps.
Sorry.
Alright, what do you want? Sunburnt Man dips his head in greetings. An outsider never arrives alone. At least that is what my mother always said. Seems she knew what she was talking about. He nods thoughtfully at his own words. I'm Eldian. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing. Apparently the guy is, what's his face? The old, sage dude from Diablo. Yeah, it's the song that's the name, the voice I'm going for. You must be the one everyone is talking about. Tunon's Fatebinder, right? Eldy looks you over and shrugs. Hearing stories about your exploits in Vendrian's Well, I expected you to be 12 feet tall and shoot fire from your mouth. Can't always tell the contents of a pie from its crust, can you? Not really a fan of the way you use your weapons to say hello, but this isn't the first time blood was shed over Lethian's Crossing. It certainly won't be the last. And I won't pretend I'll miss the Brotherhood. Well, I would have preferred not to fight them, but I didn't see any other means to get past them, so... But enough of my prattling. You didn't come here for a history lesson or to get my opinion on your grandeur. He waves his hand dismissively at his previous comments. What can this old fool do for you? I want to ask you some questions. If you have any questions about our settlement, I'm the one to ask. I'm the dubious distinction of being the oldest living resident of Lethian's Crossing. So I've been here for a lot of its history. Eyes, hips, hair, and hearing might be failing, but my mind still remembers everything that happened here. What would you like to know? Do my best not to go on too long. I don't have a problem keeping my conversation short. Yeah, I don't wanna bore you guys with a huge ass-on history lesson from this dude. I might go listen to him, talk to him off camera, but no particular interest in talking to him for like a million damn years on camera. Alright, that was a shorter one. Thankfully. So there's a couple of other places up top here that we want to investigate. I do like having Sirin along. She does seem pretty cool. The thing is, I don't know... Okay, so that's the arias. Resolve? No. Dissonance, pain, resonance, force, shattered stone. It's a large chunk of stone from the earth and tosses it into the air. She then unleashes a shattering note in the boulder, causing it to explode and send raining stones down from the sky, damaging enemies in the area. The power of her voice impacting the boulder causes a shockwave to follow the explosion, dazing enemies in a large area. Okay. Sure. Oh, good. That just sounds mildly terrifying. Definitely sounds mildly terrifying. How do you change what the hell song she's singing? Oh, there we go. Okay, well, I think I'd mostly stick with the damage one, even though the buff ones would be not necessarily a bad idea, but let's just continue to explore the place. I want to try to explore all of the minor areas here before we go and end the episode. That would be ideal. Locked chest. Bunch of stuff. I will take that. Give that to her. I'll give you that too as well, I suppose. Oh yeah, so you have no healing items whatsoever, so that's not good, actually. That's not good at all. And unfortunately, I gave all my healing items to what's-her-face before we got rid of her, to Ebb. A bright-faced woman greets you as you approach. Welcome to Lethian's Crossing, Wanderer. My name is Phaedra, and this is my beautiful wife, Dea. Oh, okay. Okay. I was confused for a second. I'm like, wife? Didn't I say woman? Oh, I did. Okay. But I had to think about that for a second, like, wait a minute. She indicates the stone-faced blonde woman standing next to her, who holds up her hand in a quick greeting. What brings you to town? Anything I can help you with? What's your opinion on the Brotherhood? Haven't had any real problems with them. They might be a little rough around the edges, but they seem to be trying to help the city. They can all hang, Dea interrupts, her face showing the first bit of true emotion since the conversation started. See nothing but misery where they interfere. If you have the coin, they'll do anything. They're thieves and murderers, and I can't wait to see them trampled. She emphasizes the words by spitting the ground between her feet. Well, we know how she feels. Dea, Phaedra says, consoling her. Sorry about that. I do my best to make our lives here as easy as I can, but there's only so much I can do to help alleviate the pain of the past. Don't think that will ever be fixed. She has a little bit of a, overexcitement. She talks fast. What can you tell me about the place? I've lived here most of my life. Honestly, I'm not sure there's much to say. She looks contemplative. We're a center for trade and a waypoint for travelers. The walls are a little scary, but you get used to them over time. What about you, dear? What's there to say? Town is alright. Living under the thumb of an occupying force makes it hard to truly relax. Puts her hand on Dea's shoulder and Dea sighs. Sorry we couldn't be any more help. You haven't always lived here? Several years before Kairos' invasion, I moved away from Lethian's Crossing. You moved away? So you used to live here, and then you came back, I guess. Being the granddaughter of Lethian came with a responsibility I wasn't really ready for. I met Dea in the Bastard City and decided to stay for a while. Oh, the granddaughter of Lethian, so... Your father is the one who created the Crossing, I guess? We were living in the Bastard City, and we heard about Kairos' forces moving to the tier, so we took that as our motivation to move. We got here over there just in time. Traveled a bit with a couple of caravans, but nothing really seemed like home until I returned to Lethian's Crossing. You never realize how much you can miss the place until you've been away for a while. But I could live anywhere as long as this one is with me. It's true that trade hasn't been as vibrant here recently, but I'm sure it's simply a temporary setback. The merchants will sing and dance for you, trying to convince you their suppliers are unaffected, but everyone is feeling it. You're Lethian's granddaughter? One of many I suspect, but I'm the only one anyone knows about. Before you ask, no, Eldian is not my father. Maybe you haven't heard, but my grandmother wasn't exactly the settling down type. Eldian must be the anytime traveler? Eldian must be the mayor, I'm assuming. Who I don't think we've talked to yet. Biotis. You a merchant? I'm assuming you're a merchant. You are, okay. Brings you to the place. Oh. Forge bound. What does it being forge bound mean? You have iron weapons though, which is cool. I think these are the first iron weapons that we've seen for the most part. Forge bound hammer. Only barely an increase over the bronze hammer that I'm using. Does have really good armor penetration though. See, it looks like iron weapons, like the main reason to use iron weapons is they have the better, they have the better armor penetration. But they're slower, it looks like. And I guess it's because they're heavier, because iron is heavier than bronze, so... Ooh, really good armor on this, wow. But bad crushed and frost armor. I expect he's the same, because that's probably why he gets his ass kicked by Crush and Frost stuff. Yeah. Definitely is. Definitely is. Ooh, sigil. Another sigil of fire. Sigil of volcanic weapon. Okay. I am going to go ahead and buy this. Because I want to have the spell, the fireball spell, essentially. Which is what that will basically give me. Which unfortunately took most of my money. So now we won't be able to buy that one weapon that I wanted to buy. Alas. At least not right away anyway. If I can sell a few things, we might be able to get our money back to a point that we can use it, but at least for the moment, we're going to be without, I think. Which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well, I suppose. Oh well, I suppose. You know, if I was making a new character, I would actually make a tank character if I was going to restart the game. Because then you wouldn't be forced, essentially, to have Barrack with you. You could actually get some other people. So I think it would give you a little more variety. Grant you a little bit more variety in your... did we go in this building already? Yeah, that was the What Their Faces house. Okay. So this is the forge, actually. So this is going to be... might be some good merchants in here. It may not. I don't know. Master of Casting. Oh, see, there we go. Forge-bound hammer. How's that in comparison to what I'm using, actually? Oh, it actually is an increase on the bronze hammer. Ooh. Okay, I think I actually will use that. Plans for a weapon that we can use when we get our stuff at our base. Looks like they've been recently repaired. There we go, if I can actually speak. The Master of Casting. Something you want? Is there a problem here? Yes, but these are forge-bound matters, nothing that concerns the High Court of Tunon, I can assure you. The Mage Smiths. What do you do in the forge? Keep things running smooth. Upkeep, mostly. I'm also second command to Lahara, so in case anything ever happens to her, I'm here to take charge. Okay, so Lahara is the one in charge, though. Muscular woman stands upright from her forge and turns to look at you, the light of the fire playing across her face, making her eyes dance dangerously. Toothy smile breaks out across her mouth, the only bright spot on her soot-stained face. Ooh, words. Do you kill with your left hand or your right? She rubs blackened palms together, eyeing you expectantly. Normally I can tell at a glance, but you're a little harder to read. Why do you want to know? The gauntlet is the hardest piece of the panoply, and the most rewarding to work. So many scales with so many different sizes, then there's the rivets. Imagine you see a lot of battle in your line of work. One gauntlet is invariably going to wear out before the other. Mind is always thinking on what will need repairs first, simple as that. I think the Rod of Ruin is in our right hand, which I think is basically our main weapon, so... Noted. She clears the throat and wipes the blackened hands on the canvas of her smock. I'm Lahara, Master of Tempering and Forge Master of Lethian's Crossing. My tasks exceed the hours left in the day, but there's no harm in pausing my work if it means speaking with the Fate Binder. How can I be of assistance? You look tired. Ecstatic. Your voice is matter of fact, and the smile creeps in. The ritual of the forge links heart to hammer. My blood beats only when I strike my ingot. My forge runs too hot if my breath becomes too hurried. The bond is both fatiguing and exhilarating. Couldn't that kill you? I should hope so. She laughs, her face blushing the color of molten better. Better than being defiled and killed by brigands, poisoned by grain rot, or slain by childbirth. Why not a soldier? Would not a soldier wish to die in battle? Is that how you excel at your craft? Well, that in practice. But yes, the rituals link the senses to the material, and the body to the tools. My hand becomes a joint, the hammer the true end of my arm. I feel the heat of the forge as if it were the weather of the room. Under such circumstances, true focus can emerge. Fascinating. Could you make something for me? Can? She lifts an eyebrow. Most certainly. Will. Well, Kairos invented cues for a reason. I hope every Iron Walker and every Scarlet Chorus ringleader are sending me bribes and flattery in hopes that I'll work off schedule and make them some special this or one of a kind. Mouth moves as if to speak, but she falls silent, folding her arms. Oh, so Forgebound, that's an actual faction. Not to realize the request was so thoughtless. My apologies. I get unreasonable demands every day, but it's not the volume. It's the purpose. I do resent that Kairos demands reduce our work to mere quotas. I should be allowed to customize work for every soldier. Only apprentices have anything to learn from making the same helmet size again and again. Tell me about the Forgebound. For centuries, my guild has sought the union of magical and manual perfection, while others concern themselves with the arcane of the sake. For the sake of inordinate power, we study to overcome the traditional limits of our arts and crafts. The forge is our dominant concentration of study, but not all Forgebound work metal. Some are weavers, carpenters, and one of our otter members fancies himself a chef. Really? How does that even work? Whatever. The wise and mighty Kairos has been kind to our guild. He offered to put our weapons and armor in the hands of those who would change the world. He's been true to his word. Forgebound iron has trampled the tears, and all that oppose Kairos' forces rest their hands on Forgebound spears. Could you make me something magical? No. She smiles and shakes her head, but almost everyone asks. Relics of arcane power must grow into themselves. They're never made from nothing. She points her finger in the air and smiles. But what I can do is use my magic to swing my hammer with perfect precision, or a cantrip to handle molten metal with my bare hands. You can build artifacts of exceeding quality and refinement, but they must be used in great deeds to grow into relics of power. That is why we seek to put the works of our forges into the hands of the greats. True legends require the alliance of Swordmaker and Swordmaster. Why make weapons if you could kill your foes with magic? Why walk if you could pay porters to carry you? She shakes her head with a huff. We have ways to protect ourselves from those who would abuse us, but we study the arcane for purposes of building, not destroying. We leave that to others. They can take our implements and use them to sow chaos if they choose. I'd rather take chaos and force order on it. How does your magic help you? Our most important rituals bind the crafter tools and materials into one entity? She cracks a nervous smile. Close enough. In my own work, the forge bind draws the whole of my senses to the edge of the blade I'm tempering. I can see the tiniest notch or touch my finger to the blade and feel the razor sharpness without breaking my skin. Such perfect execution of the art has its cost, of course. Once heart and lungs become linked to flame and hammer, a dropped hammer could lead to a stopped heart. Most of our members die in the throes of their work, killed by a distraction or simple error. We lose a lot of apprentices. What can you tell me about the master? Danya is the best leader I've had the pleasure of working under. She guides the forge bound with a steady yet stern hand, guaranteeing all our work is of the utmost quality and peerless in every regard. I'm Danya's second, which is why I'm the forge master for Lethian's Crossing. She points to Dulantis. He's my second. Should anyone happen to be? I haven't worked with him long enough, so I don't know much about him or the true long-lasting quality of his work, but he was appointed by Zdenya, so he must be good at what he does. I have a feeling we can get them because we can get a forge, apparently as part of our upgrading of our towers and stuff. So I have a feeling they will actually move into our tower. It might even be this tower. Maybe this might be the one that we need to take in order to get the forge upgrade and stuff. Maybe that's how that works. And that would make sense. That would be like a mechanic that would make sense to me. Let's try and really quickly explore these last couple buildings before we end the episode. I wish the loading did not take so long.
Curious.
Okay, so nobody of importance to talk to, apparently. Of rogues, extra subterfuge. Okay. I mean, I don't know if that actually does anything for anyone else other than the main character, but...
Sorry,
these are just
I
random
can't.
people, so this doesn't do anything for me here. That wall of his home has long since crumbled away, revealing the old walls behind it. Really, so the old walls haven't crumbled, but the actual village buildings are falling apart. And yet the old walls don't even notice, apparently. Interesting. Alright, so there's another place up top here that we can go into. And we've got a party member out of one of these buildings that I went into unexpectedly, so... I mean... totally down with trying to explore some of these other ones. Could have been damaged years ago, but was never properly repaired. Iron dagger. You know, that is technically an upgrade in every way over the weapon that I'm using, aside from the, oh, it's a better bow. I will take that, actually.
Can't do that.
So, can I do something with that? Apparently not. I was gonna say, maybe we can, like, blow down the wall or something, but if we can, don't know how. Okay, so this will take us above the big door there, which of course is the door that takes us out of this area. Alright, so this is the eastern waterfall that cascades down below, and some settlers believe the waterfall is split from a single source above. And during clear mornings, the western waterfall reflects the rising sun in a beautiful display of color, which is why they happen to be named what they happen to be named. At least that one is named what it's named. I think this right here is the only door on this side that we need to go into. So let's check that out real quick. and see what we got in here. And then that's actually probably going to be the end of the episode, and we will go into the old walls in the next one. Or we might go in this episode, but we won't be able to do much of anything in there. Oh, there's another thing where you're right up against the old walls. Ooh, bronze ingots. I will take it. The young man hangs his head and regards your approach with a pitiful sigh. Greetings. He's barely able to force the word, his voice breaking as he speaks. Takes a deep breath, studying himself. My sister Kaylee and I watched the Bronze Brotherhood fending off multiple waves of Kairos' forces when they tried to take the crossing. I was terrified, but she was exhilarated in a way I've never seen her so alive. She got so fired up about that she joined the Brotherhood the first chance she got. Shortly after joining, they sent her on a scouting mission with some other Brotherhood soldiers, but none of the party returned. They were all found dead at Deserter's March. Is there anything you can do to help? Thanks, but no, I just want to be left alone. Deserter's March. Where the hell was that? I feel like that's going to be a quest eventually. I feel like we're going to find his sister, or maybe we'll find like evidence of a sister at least, if we don't specifically find a sister. And we can come back and be like, yo, she's alive, or, you know, we found proof that she's dead.
Can't do that.
Whatever. I expect. That said, where the hell was Deserter's March, if that's even a thing that we can look at? Nope, no it's not. Alright, so let's take a quick venture into this place and see what we see. Now, going into the old walls is actually illegal, but as Tunon told us that. By Kairos' law, going in here is illegal. We're not supposed to do it. Of course, we are fate binders, so the laws don't apply to us quite as much as they do to most people, but if we see any enemies or encounter anything that really requires me to, like, pause for a second. Wait, what? Oh, this is the stuff in the thing. Okay. I was a little confused for a second. I was like, wait, what just happened? Oh, well. There's not seeming a way to open this door from the side. So this must be the bottom of the tower that cannot presently be opened. It's a metal nearby would suggest it's the result of careless soldiers. Okay, so there were people in here, which seemed ruined. The sunken relief, though heavily damaged, is clearly meant to depict a runic symbol similar to the one you saw at Ascension Hall. The relief was incomplete, and thus the final form of the ruin is unknown.
Sorry, I can't.
We're certainly finding a lot of, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to swap into these new weapons that we found, because I think those are improvements over the other things that we were using previously. And lose a little bit of accuracy, but this is better by and large, so I will go ahead and swap to that. You do slightly more damage, but you're not really worth the effort. Go ahead and just put this in the down here. Screw it. Oh, 2/4 spell to grant burning strikes that damage targets in a line. Interesting. And of course, the fireball spell. In between episodes, I will spend some time creating some spells out of these new things, but for the time being, I'm not going to worry about it. And we will go ahead and explore this place next time in more detail. So for right now, thanks for watching, folks. Take it easy, have a good day, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.